Hi, Dusty. This is Myron Labat. On behalf of the Hancock Medical Foundation, I'd like to congratulate you on being selected as this year's honoree.
In behalf of the Board of Trustees of Hancock Medical Center, I take great pride in recognizing one of my fellow board members as a recipient of a very prestigious honor this evening. And to you, Dusty, I say congratulations to you in behalf of your family, and from the Board of Trustees, the Hancock Medical Center family, and all concerned and all present tonight, we say congratulations for a job well done.
Congratulations, Dusty, on being the 2016 honoree for Moonlight on the Bay. We appreciate everything that you've done for our hospital. Congratulations.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you. In my arms when I want you. And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue in the night and I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die.
Dusty's been a good friend. We've been friends since I started Stanislaus in 1955. Dusty stirred up something at the coffee club one morning, and I bought a new truck when I got elected, and he in turn told two gentlemen, older gentlemen, that the county had bought me a new truck. They gave me a gas card for it, and they gave me a card that I could go eat on and everything. And it took me a long time to convince the two men that that wouldn't really happen. I bought everything. I paid for my truck and everything.
Dusty and I are both St. Stanislaus Rocket Charles. And I graduated in 1961 and Dusty graduated in 1964. Although we were on the same campus, we really didn't know one another because I was a few years his senior. I was blessed though in about 2012 when my wife and I, Marguerite, came to Bay St. Louis in search of property to build a home. And a friend of mine said, you need to get with a local banker. Well, I did. I got with Dusty, and he made things happen for us. The reason that you are such a great dad, such a great husband, and such a great family man is because you have that strong relationship with the Lord. God bless you, Dusty, and I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. Take care, partner.
When the night has come.
I've been at Our Lady of the Gulf for about 2.5 years, and one of the first faces I saw in the congregation is Dusty Rhodes. With so many people in the church, it's just a sea of faces out in the congregation, and then gradually I get to know them a little bit at a time. And Dusty was one I got to know more than some of the others because his was a face in the congregation every day, day after day, Monday through Friday, every week and on Sundays. And each day it was a privilege to take a moment to shake his hand and say hello and see how he's doing. And it is such a privilege now for me to share in the great honor that's being given to him by Hancock Medical Center this year. And I know it's a well-deserved honor, Dusty. And it has been a privilege to journey with you over these last couple years. And I know that in recent days and recent weeks, that journey has gotten a little more steep. And I am reminded of your presence at Our Lady of the Gulf, or your absence. Recently we celebrated the feast of St. Rose of Lima, and she said, it is through our struggles that we grow in grace, echoing St. Paul's words when he suffered when Jesus or God spoke to him, "My grace is sufficient for you." And so Dusty, I love that I get to share in your honor, and I hope and pray with God's help we get to share in your struggles. And congratulations again. It's been great to be part of this tribute to you.
It is such a great honor to be here tonight celebrating Dusty Rhodes. Dusty has been a pillar of this community for so many years. For the last 27 years, Dusty has had Hancock Medical Center at the heart of all he does. He's been a man of compassion for our patients and for the community here in Hancock County.
He took a special interest in my dad. My dad was starting to ail with Alzheimer's, and he made a special point of taking special care of him and meeting with me separately in a discreet manner to just kind of find out what was going on, to really help and kind of smooth the way as we were progressing with my dad's Alzheimer's. And I have had the pleasure of being able to work with Dusty on many occasions, many projects, particularly with the Rotary Club, where he was an integral part of the whole community team that we had.
Rotary is proud to name and honor Dusty as one of our own. He joined Rotary in the mid-'80s, and in 1991 he basically became a Paul Harris Fellow. And that's a distinction that is an honor that a number of Rotarians receive. It's named after our founder, Paul Harris, who encouraged professionals to use their skills, their vocation, their talents, their resources, and their financial resources to promote understanding through the world, not only locally, but all over the world. You know, when you think about our motto of service above self, Dusty says it all about Dusty. We're very, very honored to congratulate Dusty on his award and for serving his community and our community for the last many, many, many decades. Congratulations, Dusty. We love you.
One afternoon as I started home, I stopped by Mr. Frank DePanny's for a drink and met Dusty sitting at the bar. I didn't know who he was at that time, and I walked up and introduced myself. And he said, "I'm Dusty Rhodes." And I said, "Well, I'm Richard Matheny, and I'm with the Merchants Bank here. And nice meeting you." And I said, "What do you do, Dusty?" He said, "I just graduated from Southern." I said, "You did?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What did you graduate in?" He said, "Banking and finance." I said, "You're the man I'm looking for." I said, "You think you'd like the banking business?" He said, "Yeah, I think I would." I said, "Well, report to me in the morning at the bank."
I don't know that I've ever seen anybody really pour more into their community than Dusty has. I mean, he lives it every day. He loves it. He is just a tremendous ambassador for this area.
We were having struggles with all of the people that we were trying to get financing through. But then what happened was that we actually had a 4th of July party, and we knew that Dusty and Mimi were going to be there. And we'd found out through the grapevine, you got to love the good old boy system of South Mississippi. And we crashed that party with a cooler full of beer. And we showed up, unloaded a cooler. Someone said, "You need help?" And we were like, "Yep." And so we had an escort all the way in. And we waited, and we handed out beers, and we told people our story. And Dusty wasn't there. And Mimi wasn't there. And it got down to the very last beer, and I stuck it in my pocket. And not 5 minutes later, Dusty Rhodes shows up. And I'd seen his picture on the internet and looked him up, knew who I was looking for, went and introduced myself. I popped him a cold Southern pecan, and I don't know if that's what made it happen, but I can tell you that the next Monday after that 4th of July party, Marilyn calls us and says, "I think we're going to be able to put something together for you." Now, of course, we didn't get $1 million. That was not going to happen. We ended up getting a whole lot less than that. And I remember the first time that Dusty, we had all of this stuff located here. We had a brew house, and we had the fermenters, and we had everything hooked up, and he was coming to check out all of his equipment, right, that he legitimately owned at that point. And I remember him walking in, and you could just see that shock on his face as he looked around and was like, oh wow, this is not what I thought was going on. And I'm not sure if that was good way or bad way, but I could tell that he was absolutely shocked. And he came through here, and you know, Dusty and Mimi and Leslie and I have been friends ever since.
I met Dusty when I worked in New Orleans, and he found out that I was originally from Hancock County, and he said, one day I'm going to get you back home. Well, he did, and that was the best gift that I was ever given. And one of the other things that Dusty gave me that was so precious, he sat and told me, take time, get to know your customers, really talk with them. And that was an amazing gift, and it just allowed me to open up a whole new understanding of banking and really getting to know my customers.
So Dusty, as many of you know, is a man of very few words. I've served with him on the board for approximately 6 years and worked with him as an employee here at the hospital as a board member for many years before that. And it was always wonderful to walk into the room and see Dusty. He always had a smile on his face, a friendly handshake, a greeting, always very well dressed and polished. He's the epitome of a Southern gentleman. But I learned very quickly that Dusty doesn't say very much, but what he says with his eyes and his eyebrows speak volumes. So when proposals were being presented to the board or presentations, I can't even mimic the look that Dusty would make, but you could take one glance at him, and with the cock of one eyebrow or the other, you would know exactly what his position was on that stance. And that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. So Dusty, congratulations on your retirement from the board. Congratulations on this honor. It is so well deserved. I truly appreciate you and everything you've done for Hancock Medical Center and for Hancock County at large all these years. You've been a great friend, a great mentor, and thank you.
I could tell you a lot of stories about Dusty and what he's meant to this whole community, but something that was near and dear to me was when it came time for my sons to establish credit, start their independence, start their life toward maturity and toward being grown-ups. Dusty was the one that I brought both of them to. Minor loans, but nonetheless loans that they had to sign, and they had to make monthly note payments, and Dusty held them to every month of it, worked them through that, and was the one that really was, I give the credit to for starting them toward on the road of maturity.
Dusty Rhodes is one of Hancock County's outstanding business leaders. He has literally dedicated his life to serving others throughout Hancock County. And Dusty, we cannot thank you enough for your lifetime of service to Hancock County.
There are so many things that I would like to say and could say, but to sum it up, I would like to say thanks for being a friend, for being a grandfather, and for being a dad. I love you and Mom. We love you and Mom. Thanks.
It's from Mr. Dusty that I learned what unconditional love really is. And he has taught his boys the same, and he's demonstrated that for his wife and his grandchildren. And we are so blessed as a community, as a family, to have Mr. Dusty in our lives. And so congratulations, Mr. Dusty. We're so proud of you, and all of these honors are very well deserved.
So Dad, they asked us to talk on the camera, and the one thing I could think of was to thank you for being a dad and being there when we needed discipline, being there to encourage us in the middle and give us a pat on the back when we got it right. You've been a great role model for my business and teaching me integrity and to do stuff right and always make sure it's the right thing for the client. And I want to thank you for that also. I want to congratulate you on your award tonight. And thanks for being a great role model to LB and Chesley, and awesome grandfather. We love you, and have a great night.
And I remember meeting you 20 years ago and just being overwhelmed with the hunting and the boys and all boys family. Thank goodness for Mama and her adding a soft touch. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your son with me, because he's just like you. And you've been such an awesome dad, and it shows. The man I've been married to for 17 years and everything that you've taught him. So congratulations.
Hi, Dad. We are all here tonight to show how grateful we are for all of your support. For me personally, you were supportive when I wanted to play soccer, and 2 games later, you were supportive of me when I wanted to stop playing soccer. You were supportive of me through the Madonna years, and you were equally supportive of me through the Cyndi Lauper years. And you were very supportive and encouraging of me when I wanted to move to Atlanta, move to Washington, D.C., move to Charleston, South Carolina, and move to New York. I am nothing without you, and Bay St. Louis is nothing without you. Thank you for everything. I love you.
Thank you, Dusty. We really appreciate all that you've done for Lazy Magnolia and the Mississippi craft beer industry.
Dusty, I hope you take great pride in knowing that there are now 15 breweries across the state of Mississippi, and they would not exist if you had not taken that first step and believed in a 29-year-old punk that showed up at your bank and asked for a bunch of money. Thanks.
Thank you.
It means the world to all of us.
Dusty, you know we've been through a lot together. We've seen the bank grow from a small bank to a medium-sized bank. I appreciate all your help that you gave me in making this happen. And good luck to you, and God bless you.
Dusty, thank you for what you've done for so many years. Thank you for the opportunities you've given me to spend some time with you. And couldn't be more thankful to be a part of this process of basically being here tonight and sharing some of the stories. I could have a lot more that I could tell, but to show the appreciation for what you've done for so many of us, Hancock County, for so many years. Thank you, Dusty Rhodes.
And Dusty, I thank you for all those opportunities and just believing in me, and for just everything that you taught me and all of us. And we're so proud of you, your family from the first. We love you, Dust. Congratulations.
Dusty, congratulations for a great career. I wish you an incredible retirement. Thank you so much for what you've done for this county, and thank you for your friendship through all these years.
Dusty, I hope you ate the donut holes I brought you last Saturday at your house that Mimi did for us. And they had jelly in it. I know you like the jelly donut, but we're looking for you to come back because we want you to buy the coffee some. I've been buying this since you left.
Congratulations, Dusty, from some of your old friends.
We're just all remembering our fun times that we had on our Alaskan cruise.
And zip lining from tree to tree.
And salmon fishing. And the whales bubble netting.
I think some of our best times, though, were when we were having drinks out on the ship's deck with some good friends. We're all remembering it. Cheers. Congratulations.
Dusty.
We love you, Dusty. And
love
Mimi.
you, Mimi, too.
Each time we meet love, I find without your sweet love? What would life be? So never leave me lonely. Tell me you love.
Dusty and I would like to thank each of you for making this evening so special for our family. We are honored and humbled. We deeply appreciate your love and support.
Lay